Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and today Ethereum hit $4,000. The price of Ethereum has not reached these levels in over 100 days, and we are getting really close to the all-time high for Ethereum. In just a moment, I'll be taking you through my Ethereum strategy. I'll also be going over my next Ethereum price targets, and I'll be covering exactly what has caused this huge bullish move just recently. And on top of all of that, I'll quickly give you guys another update on Cardano towards the end of this video, because a lot of you have been suggesting Cardano in the comment section of my YouTube videos. So definitely make sure you're watching all the way to the end of this video so that you're not missing out on any of this important information. And if that sounds good to you, just before we jump into it, be sure to leave a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on for more videos like this one. As always, I post these videos every single day here on the channel, and it only takes a couple seconds out of your day to click like and subscribe down below. And it's obviously completely for free, and you're going to be getting this valuable content every single day here on the channel. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight to what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Ethereum to US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame, and as you can see just here, obviously Ethereum has had a very bullish movement over the past few days. And just really quickly recapping my last few Ethereum updates, of course, when we were seeing this original breakout just here, the moment that we actually retested this previous line of resistance and turned it into new support, I gave you guys a trade signal over on my Twitter. As you can see here, 2 days ago, I let you guys know the moments that I was entering into a long position, and then I gave you guys an update saying basically I closed half of that position when we met the technical price target for that trade, which was coming in at around 3.8k. So once again, I closed half that position at around 3.8k, just giving you guys that extra update. But then the other half of that trade is obviously continuing to explode. So if you want to get all of those extra trade signals and these extra price predictions throughout the day, definitely follow my Twitter. The link to my Twitter is in the description down below. So for the brand new viewers on the channel that might have missed out on those videos just there, what should we be doing now? Well, first of all, if I did not enter that trade at all, right now, I would simply just be on the sidelines in terms of my short-term trading strategy. But in terms of my long-term investment strategy, I would still be dollar cost averaging into Ethereum, because obviously Ethereum is in an extremely bullish uptrend. Also on the daily time frame here, even on the weekly time frame, zooming all the way out, we are in an extremely bullish uptrend. And we're actually getting very close to breaking the all-time highs. And historically speaking, when Ethereum breaks its all-time highs, it does not stop there. It continues to explode to the upside. So obviously nothing is just going to go up in a straight line forever. So we're going to have some short-term, little pullbacks along the way. Like for example, that little cool off there that we had halfway through this huge uptrend, and they will potentially be the opportunities to enter a long position. But of course, I'll keep you guys updated on all of that over on my Twitter and also on this channel, because when you're trading, especially trading with leverage, you do not want to be chasing the market. The last thing that you want to be doing is placing a market order as the price is already starting to gain to the upside. 9 times out of 10, that is going to end very badly. Of course, you can catch, a little bit extra profits to the upside, but in regards to trading with leverage, it's honestly best to wait until you're in a position of strength to actually enter into the trade. Like for example, if we see some sort of short-term cool off. And if we don't see that, that's okay. There's going to be more opportunities to come. And that's where your dollar cost averaging comes into handy, because of course, if you're just continuing to dollar cost average into the market, then if we continue to gain here, sure, you might not be in a short-term trade, but you're gaining profits on the Ethereum that you're holding anyway as a part of your long-term holdings. So that's just my Ethereum strategy as of right now. Now, just quickly jumping into what is actually causing this recent push to the upside that we've just seen. Well, we've actually just seen a small short squeeze. As you can see just here, over $40 million worth of Ethereum short positions have been liquidated in the last 1 hour. And looking over the past 4 hours, nearly $50 million worth of short positions have been liquidated. So for the complete beginners out there that have no idea what this means, basically, first of all, a short position is when you're betting on the price going to the downside. So it's essentially if you borrow money from the exchange, you immediately sell Ethereum, and then you're hoping that the price drops to the downside, so that when you're closing the short position, you buy back into Ethereum at that cheaper price, you pay back that Ethereum that you borrowed from the exchange, and then you have a little bit of cash left over, and that is the profit from the short position. But obviously, if the price goes to the upside when you're in a short short position, that results in a loss. And if you don't have a stop loss in place, which is just a feature on exchanges to exit the trade before you get to your liquidation price, then yeah, once again, if you don't have that stop loss, eventually you're going to get up to a price called the liquidation price. And it's different depending on the amount of leverage that you use, which is essentially just the amount of money that you're borrowing on the trade compared to how much money you've put down. But yeah, once again, if the price goes too far in the wrong direction that you're betting on, you're going to reach the liquidation price, and that is going to liquidate the entire trade, which essentially means that you've just lost everything in that trade. And once again, just in the last 1 hour, over 40 million short positions have been completely liquidated. These were people betting on the price going to the downside, and now they've lost over 40 million US dollars in just 1 hour. And once again, as I just explained how you close a short position, you need to buy back into the underlying asset to close a short position. So in this case with Ethereum, to close a short position, you need to buy Ethereum. And that goes for liquidations as well. When your position gets liquidated, you are forced to close that position. You are forced to buy back into Ethereum at your liquidation price. So with all of these short positions getting liquidated, that is creating a buying demand for Ethereum as the price heads higher and higher. Because once again, that basically means that these short positions are forced to buy into Ethereum. Now, as of right now, at the time of filming this video, it does look like we've cooled off just a little bit here in the short term at around that $4,000 level, give or take. And of course, $4,000 is just a big round number, so it can provide psychological resistance, meaning that a lot of people are just going to be focusing on 4,000 US dollars and perhaps placing sell orders at 4,000, which once again creates resistance at that price. But what is absolutely amazing about this recent bullish movement that we've only just seen over the past few hours here, above 3.8K, we have finally broken above the last Fibonacci level that we needed to break above before we can start focusing on the all-time high for Ethereum. So zooming out to the daily time frame for Ethereum, as you can see, bringing out the Fibonacci retracement tool from the all-time high, which by the way is at around 4.4K, all the way down to those lows at around 1700, give or take. As you can see here, we have the Fibonacci levels. Of course, we had the golden pocket here at roughly around 3.3 to 3.4 thousand. I'll let you guys know on the channel back then that the moment we break through that golden pocket, I am flipping very bullish on Ethereum. And of course, the moment that we did actually break that golden pocket, Ethereum essentially just went straight vertical to the upside, straight into the 78.6% Fibonacci level, where as you can see here, we did find some short-term resistance along that exact Fibonacci level as expected. But now that we are breaking above that Fibonacci level, the next level to the upside is just the all-time high itself, coming in at around 4.4K. And from the current price of Ethereum to the all-time high, that is only a 10% move. That is it, just a 10% move to the upside, and then we're at all-time highs for Ethereum. And by the way, to put things in perspective, just in the last 2 days, we've had a 15, nearly 16% gain. And in the last 3 days, Ethereum has had a 23% gain. And once again, we only need another 10% gain to hit new all-time highs. Now let's just take a quick look at what happened the last time that Ethereum broke its all-time high. What exactly happened? Well, first of all, this red line just here was the previous all-time high for Ethereum in the last major bull cycle of 2017 at an all-time high of around 1,400 US dollars approximately. Of course, that also depends on what exchange you're looking at. But once again, on the Coinbase exchange just here, it was roughly around 1420. That was the previous all-time high for Ethereum back in the last bull cycle. And now the moments that we actually broke above that all-time high here, as you can see, this was in the very beginning of February this year. And leading up to that break of the all-time high, we actually had quite a lot of bullish price action. And then we found quite a lot of resistance along the all-time high. And Ethereum was actually forming a very nice ascending triangle pattern, as you can see here. And the moments that we broke the previous all-time high here for Ethereum, we had a gain of around 42% to the upside over the next 3 weeks. So keep in mind that the $4,400 level is the current all-time high for Ethereum. Whereabouts would a 42% pump place the Ethereum price after the all-time high? Well, that would put us at around 6,250 US dollars, give or take. Now, obviously, that is just speculation because that is only just going on what actually happened the last time that Ethereum broke its previous all-time high. But it can give us a rough idea on what we could expect coming soon for Ethereum. But of course, we need to break the all-time high first, which will provide some resistance if history is any indication. Obviously, when something breaks the all-time high, it becomes a lot harder to do technical analysis on it because we are in price discovery at that stage. But one indicator that can give us some price targets to pay attention to beyond the all-time high is the Fibonacci extensions. As you can see just here, if we break the all-time high for Ethereum, we actually have the 1618 Fibonacci level coming in at around 6.1K, which is really interesting because obviously that's getting really close to the same outcome that I just talked about with the previous break of the last all-time high for Ethereum. And by the way, from the all-time high up towards around 6.1K approximately, that is around a 37% gain for Ethereum. But from the current price of Ethereum at the time of filming this video up to that 1618 Fibonacci level, that is still a 53% gain for Ethereum. So there's still potentially some major opportunities here moving forward in Ethereum. But something else that I'm also paying attention to right now is zooming all the way out on this chart just here and now comparing the previous bull market to the current bull market. As you can see, both of the bull markets definitely have their similarities. But when we're focusing now on the 2017 bull market back then, as you can see, Ethereum was incredibly bullish leading in towards around the middle of 2017. So pretty much the entire first half of 2017, we were incredibly bullish, just like the first half of 2021. And then in around the middle of that year, the middle of the bull cycle, we actually saw a huge crash in the Ethereum price, even bigger than the recent crash that we saw during May this year. So that's also interesting. Around the middle of the year, both times we saw a major crash in the Ethereum price, and then we immediately saw a major rebound to the upside, pretty much a V-shaped recovery, just like what we're seeing right now in the Ethereum price. And zooming in a little bit further to the 2017 bull market, as you can see, that V-shaped recovery took us all the way up to pretty much the all-time high at that stage, just below the all-time high actually, which at that time was at around $400 per Ethereum. And then we got a major rejection from the all-time high level. So that rejection that came next for Ethereum in the last bull cycle was around 50% to the downside, from around 400 down to $200. And then of course we saw a major bounce again, forming a macro higher low, which of course was a bullish sign. And then we actually ended up forming this huge ascending triangle pattern that actually formed for many months during 2017. And then it was only when Ethereum officially broke its previous all-time highs, as you can see just there, we broke into new all-time highs, and then we flipped the previous all-time high into new supports, not just once but twice, as you can see just there. And the moment we did that last time in the last bull cycle, the Ethereum price then began to explode to the upside once again for the second phase of the bull market. And then the gain that came next after we actually broke those previous all-time high levels just there, all the way up to the bull market top for Ethereum, that was a gain of around 250% to the upside before we finally topped out for the entire bull market. And then obviously we entered into the bear market of 2018. So just for fun, let's just measure out a 250% gain from the all-time high level. Of course, this is just speculation, but once again, this is simply going off what we saw in the last bull cycle. A 250% gain from the all-time high level, perhaps to the bull market's top, would put the Ethereum price at around $15,000 per Ethereum as a potential bull market top. Once again, that is simply just based on what we saw last time. That is just speculation, but it's still something to at least consider, the fact that there's still a lot of opportunities moving forward in Ethereum. Now, just giving you guys a quick update on Cardano. This is one of your most suggested altcoins in the comment section down below. As you can see, just over a day ago now, Cardano actually broke above $3 for the first time in its entire history. But since then, we saw a rejection along the $3.10 level, which is now acting as some short-term resistance for Cardano, right back towards these previous support levels. And so far, we're actually using those levels as support in the short term, which of course is a bullish signal for as long as we can continue to hold those levels. So honestly, if we can continue to hold above those sort of levels, and by the way, the levels that I'm talking about here is pretty much the $2.95 level is what this red line is just here, but as more of a broad range, basically between $2.90 up to $3. If we can hold above that range just there for Cardano, and especially if we can see a major bounce along that level, then a part of my strategy, of course, do your own research too, but my strategy, I will be accumulating more of a long position here if we can continue to confirm these levels as support moving forward with a continued bounce here. Now, one thing to keep in mind is obviously we're heading into a weekend, and weekends can be a little bit more volatile than during the week with the lack of volume. So keep that in mind as well. Normally weekends are a little bit more risky to trade with leverage. So if I do start accumulating a long position here, it will only be starting very small, and then I will accumulate as time goes on. And especially if Cardano sees a continued bounce and starts breaking above these short-term resistance levels, once again, I'll begin to scale up that position in the short term. But obviously, I'll keep you guys updated on this channel and also on my Twitter in real time. So definitely make sure you're following me over on Twitter. The link to my Twitter is in the description down below. So basically, those are the immediate resistance levels and the support levels for Cardano that I am paying attention $2.22 right now. If Cardano fails to hold that $2.90 level, then the next support level for Cardano is coming in at the previous lows just here at around $2.70 approximately. And it is actually really important that we remain in this higher low structure as we have been for quite some time now, because obviously that would mean that Cardano is still leaning more bullish than it is bearish. It's only if Cardano breaks the previous lows just here and forms a new lower low, that's how you know that we're going to begin a short-term bearish trend. But once again, as of right now, because the price is still holding above these important levels, we are technically speaking still looking a little bit more bullish than we are bearish. And also obviously the fact that Ethereum, Cardano's biggest competitor, has seen a huge explosion to the upside, that is also another bullish factor on the price of Cardano. Now keep in mind that in the immediate short term just here on the 4-hour time frame, once again, we're just about to see a small bearish cross in the MACD, but keep in mind that this is only a small bearish cross, and obviously it's only on the 4-hour time frame, so it's not extremely significant. Taking a look at the last time that we actually saw a bearish cross here on the 4-hour time frame, it was right back here when Cardano was at around $2.89 approximately. And as you can see, what actually happened there for Cardano was just some very slight bearish price action to the downside, but you could almost just call that sideways price action for the next couple days here before we saw the next bullish move, which of course came after we saw that bullish cross. Now I must admit that when you're zooming out on the daily time frame for Cardano, the RSI actually does not look too good for Cardano just here, because obviously while the price of Cardano has been trending to the upside, the RSI has been trending to the downside on the daily time frame. So this is actually a giant bearish divergence that is currently forming in the daily chart. But keep in mind that I was actually paying attention to this recently for the Bitcoin price, and just recently, as in over the past 1 to 2 weeks or so, the RSI has actually not been as reliable as it normally has been. Usually the RSI is one of the most reliable indicators that I actually use, but once again, recently over the past 1 to 2 weeks or so, the RSI on the daily Bitcoin chart, if you've been watching my Bitcoin videos, it technically has been pointing towards more of a bearish scenario coming into play. And of course, Bitcoin hasn't really seen that. We've actually continued to push a little bit higher. So maybe the bearish scenario could still play out, over the next 1 to 2 weeks. But once again, just take the RSI with a grain of salt at the moment, because recently, once again, it hasn't been too accurate in terms of Bitcoin. So yeah, I've already mentioned my short-term support and resistance levels here for Cardano and some other factors influencing the Cardano price. But also for the new viewers on the channel, if we can see a continued breakout to the upside here, my next major price target for Cardano is coming in at around $3.50, not only because that is actually the technical price target out of this pattern just here, but also that is the next Fibonacci level to the upside at around $3.50 once again. But anyway, that's just about everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these future videos. I really do appreciate all of the support that you guys are showing on the channel recently. I can't thank you guys enough. But anyway, that's really everything I have to say for this video. Once again, I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video.